Hello, I'm Kirsten Peck, and this is the MAGA Exit Countdown, week number 12. Beautiful people, good morning, hello. I am Kirsten Peck, and I am the author and teacher of a book called Betrayed by Trump. It's available on Amazon for $10. And it's an interesting mix-up of different types of material that nobody has ever put together before, because I have a crazy idea that I am running here for the next 12 weeks. I have 12 more weeks, okay? So this is a test. It's an experiment, okay? I'm honest about that. I'm a political scientist, and this is an experiment. So please go visit my website and check out the MAGA Compass. That is the diagnostic tool for someone who is frustrated about MAGA politics, someone who might not be exactly happy with current events and things that are happening in the world today. Okay, so the websites here are up here: leavingmagaguide.com, betrayedbytrump.org, wayfindingstation.com, because it is kind of like a train station. You are going to have to kind of step off of the plan that you're on and switch gears if you want to basically get off that MAGA express train. Okay, I'm gonna call it an express train. Okay, so I'm keeping this neutral because I am a civics teacher, and I'm presenting information and giving you skills to practice, activities for us to go through, and hopefully a way to heal some egos and some problems that we have by having the conversations, okay? So to this, respect and truth are my foundational code. That is, I believe, the roots of our American dream. And if we give respect to ourselves and we're honest with ourselves first, then that can make us sovereign and whole in ourselves. And then we can give that forward, because when we give respect and we give honesty forward, it multiplies and improves life for everyone, okay? So those are my foundational roots, and if you agree with that part of it, fantastic. I hope you'll continue, okay? Because I am using Stoic wisdom and foundations from knowledge and learning that's centuries old. And with it comes this Stoic practice. And asking questions is the root of discovering the truth and pretty much being solid in the world, because you have good information, okay? So if you join me now, we had an activity called 95 Questions that's back from a couple weeks ago. It's based on Martin Luther 500 years ago, having the nerve to ask 95 questions, because at the end of it, you will get to your answer. So I'm encouraging you to start writing those questions and to keep the receipts as we go through these activities for the next 12 weeks. This is your training program. This is up to you to decide what are going to be your benchmarks, what are going to be your goals, what is it that you want to accomplish, because we have 12 weeks and anything is possible. I'm super excited and know this will work. So, to that, today, yes, we are in the middle of primary season. Michigan had a wild primary last week, and this coming week we have Wisconsin in the house along with Minnesota. So we've still got some issues up there in the central part of the country. Florida's coming on the deck on the 18th. That's what I'm interested in. And so I decided to go into, again, some of these strategies and some of the plays that are happening behind the scenes, because if you can see the play and you can see the deception, it will help you make better decisions, okay? So one of these today, I decided to start with the dirty play. I'm going to start this one with a dirty play. And the question really is, how dirty will you play? That's what I really am getting at, because this does come down to our values, and it does come down to ethics. We were talking about business ethics last week. So your values and your ethics, your morals, how dirty will you play if you were playing in the game? Okay? Because typically what's supposed to happen, if you're having a fair fight with another person, one-on-one fair fight with another person, that's one-on-one. That doesn't pick back and peel away things that are related to the person as under punches or throwing things, picking at little things in order to, yes, weaken your opponent so that, yes, you can defeat them. And so my sporting emphasis in here is it is a delicate line, because we want to be a winner, but on the other hand, how far are you willing to go in dirty plays? And I say dirty plays because it's deception and it's lying and it's fraud. And when we pick these apart, and so yes, if MAGA and if President Trump is trying to pick away his opponents, the MAGA opponents, yes, they are pretty much picking at race and turning it into a race situation. Which way are you going to go? And so, yes, I'm standing up for all of the races, because we're all created equal. We all have just different skin tones and melanin and stuff. So race is one. How about income? They're separating the rich people from the poor people, and then they're trying to blame the people in the middle about the poor people and the spin of the whole thing. This is this rotating enemies, okay? So here, geography, yes, let's break this one up. So they're having wildfires up in Minnesota, and suddenly, oh, Minnesota doesn't belong to the United States? That's not right. What's that about? Education, here's another one they're playing. Who's educated compared to who didn't go to college? That's not right. There's lots of different reasons why people have different levels of education. I'm on the side of everybody needs to be as educated as possible, because our founding document back from the Mayflower said that otherwise we're going to be ignorant and susceptible to manipulation. So can you see the play, that why they're playing education? And they're playing faith. Which religion is the right religion? Because in America, it's all of them or none of them. Sexuality, that's another one. Who cares whose sexuality is? Whatever their sexuality needs to be. Whatever. Let it be. Stop trying to use that as a conquering tool here in the divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. Families over immigration. How long has your family been here? Because my family's been here longer than yours. Well, my family's back from long ago. So don't play this game with me about how families are. That's not one, okay? And to this one, the military and the veterans. We have to stand up for our veterans that have been through wars and have faced horrible situations on behalf of the country. They deserve health care. They deserve benefits that without some hoops to go jumping through. And now with Iran, I'm getting upset. I have to stop this because time out. Time out. I want you to please go start your own list. Okay? Start your list. I'm not trying to be preachy on this. I'm trying to show you how to break it down, how to see it, and how far are you going to go? What's going to be the part that just is too much for you? And the divide and conquer, trying to say your neighbor is not as good as you are, that is one of the oldest plays in the book. So, dirty trick. Okay. Second one I want to get to here again, and let me switch gears. Actually, let me check to see who's looking for me online. Okay? Anybody over there? Yes, I got a couple people saying hello. Thank you guys for saying hi. Please share this with people because I'm trying to change a big problem in the United States in politics. And the problem is that we forgot how to talk to each other and we forgot how to follow the process, the formula. It's a simple formula. And so here I am. These are the dirty plays. Okay. Next one I want to get up is the setup. Okay. This one, the setup, again, if you can step back out of the life today and kind of put that a little bit aside, go somewhere quiet and kind of think to yourself. You have to get a different perspective. Okay. And I want to show you this anatomy of a con. And of course, it's funny drawings because I think I'm like going to be some comic book drawer. Let me preface this by saying it because my drawings are funny, but that's part of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to shake up your perspective and your fears and your worries about what is and is not going on, because that's what's gotten all spun around. Okay, so let's see now if I can turn this to my con. Let me pick this up. And let's see if I can come in and hold this for a minute. Okay, hold still. Here it is. The anatomy of a con. So the part that's kind of funny about this one is that, as you see over here, I don't know, this is the mark. This is where the story starts. And the mark, I've mentioned this before, has past experiences and has future expectations. And it can either be this cloak of deception or it can be a cape of potential. Here is my little guy, the mark. Isn't he cute? All right. So what happens here, unfortunately, in my sting here, is that the mark gets profiled and approached and a rapport is developed. So here comes my con artist. He's got his big, beautiful red cape on and his red hat, and he's coming in here, approaching the mark and building rapport. Then in comes the bait. This guy is called the roper or the steerer. He's the rope guy. He's the one that comes in with the bait. And he says, hey, you know, let's try to get this set up. The steerer, this guy, his bait is urgency, or it's exclusive, or there's greed, and you're going to have great, huge returns. So you got the con artist, but then he's got a helper with the bait. And then he's got another helper over here. This guy's called the shill or the decoy. He's the proof. He's the evidence. Yes, it will work. This is true. I am evidence. And when that happens, sure enough, the trap is set. The mark comes in. They put their money in. They are in. They're in. And what happens when they realize they've been conned, they don't go to the cops because they're embarrassed. And so they were exploited by their trust. Fears were exploited, the idea of missing out, some illusion of control. There is no skill, there is no force. This is all deception, pure deception. And so, yes, my activity today, you already know what it is. Let me put it up in here. I want you to name the players. Can you sit back right now this afternoon? Think about your primary, if you've already had yours in your state. Think about your senators who's up for re-election and your Congress people. Every congressional seat is up for election this cycle in November. There are 12 weeks to decide if it is time for you to focus and pivot. So, the resources, I've got my training calendar here. I don't want to scare you with that, but let's get back here to some resources. I'm always trying to show these. This is the perspective. Yes, it helps to go deeper thinking, from shallow thinking to deeper thinking, and then adding in time and thinking about your legacy. What do you want for your children? What did your grandparents want for you? And your points of view, from going very shallow and surface level of your own to then getting more information and getting better sources and being able to hypothesize, what could we do? Because that's exactly what I'm talking about right here and right now, options and opportunities. So my scorecard is another awesome tool. Anybody could set this up, any problem solving. Set up your organizer with your criteria. What are you reviewing as your topics? And then line up your choices and score them. Literally, check mark, plus marks. Give them points, 0 to 100. And this one, the 4A, is another awesome graphic tool just to help you sort out what you know from the past, what you would like to learn more about, or who else you could ask. And then as you go through it, do you agree with it? Do you argue with it? A visual way to organize your thinking. So that's what this is about. So back over here to my last over here, my conflicts. We are resolving the conflicts within ourselves. I suggest getting back to the values of respect and truth and honor, so that when we go into conflicts with other people, we'll be able to handle those situations better, because yes, this is a contract. We negotiate peace. We want to live together. It's called democracy. And when it gets really large, it gets universal, which is the global situation of law and order and how we solve our problems peacefully. So the 95 questions. Yes, replace your outrage by writing, thinking, pen to paper, and then sleep on it overnight and look at it again in the morning. You got 12 weeks, you got less than 90 days, counting down, election time. Love you. Thank you for joining. Peace out. Share.